Okay, y'all need to get on this drama real quick. Word on the streets is that Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni, has allegedly popped up out of nowhere, and she is ready to spill all the tea. Remember when Diddy was out here in 2020 acting like he rescued Ava from the streets? That whole savior act didn't last long because not too long after, she just vanished. No updates, no appearances, nothing. It was complete silence. Well, she's back on the radar now, and she didn't come empty-handed. Word is that Ava is supposedly sitting on a whole lot of dirt, not just on Diddy, but on his sons too. And the name that keeps coming up is Christian. Now people are starting to wonder if Ava's about to blow the lid off everything. Could Christian have been more involved in his dad's mess than anyone realized? Did he actually play a role in what Ava went through? Things are starting to look real ugly for Christian. So let's break down what Ava had to say. For those who have forgotten who Ava Baroni is or why she's even relevant, let me jog your memories a bit. Y'all might have forgotten, but rewind to 2020 during lockdown. Diddy made headlines for something unusual. Out of nowhere, he introduced a young white girl named Ava Baroni and claimed he was adopting her. He even went as far as changing her name to Ava Baroni Combs and hopped on Instagram Live to parade her around like some kind of new family edition. And
my name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids and I got permission from your mother. And say all of that. It's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all 4 of us. So.
6 months.
I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs.
It was random, barely explained, and honestly left people confused more than anything. But just as quickly as she showed up, Ava faded from the spotlight. No more mentions, no follow-ups, nothing. That silence lasted until Diddy's legal drama started spilling over. For a long time, we wondered where she was and why she was so determined to stay out of the public. Well, word on the streets is that she has finally come out on her own terms to talk about what she went through at Diddy's mansion, and, well, let's just say that it wasn't completely innocent. Christian might need to get a lawyer on speed dial because Ava's claims just might put him in jail. Back then, Diddy's big announcement came off as a heartwarming, feel-good gesture. Adopting a child during such a chaotic time had people thinking he was stepping up and doing something meaningful when the world felt like it was falling apart. Social media praised him, calling it generous, selfless, and even noble. Chile, if only we knew better back then, because now it's raising an insane amount of red flags. For one, fans found it weird how she was surrounded by only him and his sons. The same sons who have weird charges against them. Justin has been accused of allegedly helping Diddy solicit girls, while Christian has been sued for allegedly essaying a woman. If that happened today, it would send alarm bells sounding, but like I said, we didn't know anything about the shenanigans that happened at the time. The part that really threw people off was Ava herself. She didn't look happy at all. Her body language was stiff, her face looked uncomfortable, and it just gave a weird vibe. A lot of folks watching picked up on it and started asking questions. Was it just an awkward moment caught on camera, or was something more going on that we weren't seeing? And I mean, you'd expect her to be happy that she got adopted out of the streets during a pandemic, right? Especially when the person who adopted you is a billionaire and one of the most popular men in Hollywood. Most people would do anything for that opportunity, but it was clear that Ava did not want to be in that room. Fans finally started to get really suspicious was how Ava pretty much disappeared after the video. Now, as bad as it sounds, it's not all that uncommon for families to abandon or neglect adopted kids. Some even go as far as to return the kids like they're some sort of toy that they no longer want. So when Ava suddenly disappeared, fans got very suspicious. But we assumed that she had been thrown out into the streets. But word on the streets is that it was allegedly worse than we imagined. There's growing talk that Diddy didn't just treat Ava poorly. He may have used her for his own benefit. A lot of people believe the whole adoption story was just a publicity stunt. During the pandemic, that heartwarming narrative helped shift public opinion and made him look like a caring, selfless figure. But once the spotlight faded, so did Ava. It was almost like she was never really part of the family, and the rumors don't stop there. Word is, Diddy found a girl who was homeless, promised her a better life, and brought her into his world to make it seem like he was doing something noble. But behind the scenes, it was all for show. Nothing genuine about it. Even Gene Deal has made comments suggesting that people in the industry already know the truth about Diddy, and that the public image he presents is just a cover for who he really is.
Craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. It's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
So what happened to Ava, and why is her name now popping up? Well, there are rumors that she was allegedly used by Christian Combs. Say what now? Of all the men in the house, Christian is the one being accused of this, and it kind of makes us wonder why. Reports have it that Diddy and Justin were too caught up with their freak-off sessions. It seems like Christian was bored and allegedly turned his attention to the other non-biological female who was in the house, Ava. And isn't it interesting that Christian is the only one of Diddy's kids who has actually been accused of essaying a woman? The lawsuit was filed last year, and it is messy. Christian's lawyers, or should I say Diddy's lawyers, filed a motion a couple of days ago for a judge to throw out the case, but the judge dismissed the motion, which means that the case is going to trial. If the judge refused to throw out the case, it means that he believes that the case is quite strong, and it is not looking good for Christian. So what exactly is the lawsuit about? Well, he was sued in April last year by a yacht stewardess named Grace O'Marcaigh. According to reports, O'Marcaigh alleged she was 25 when she was working on a super yacht called Victorious in December 2022 when Combs leased it. She claimed the disgraced music mogul had full control of the staff and premises of the yacht over the holiday period. The court document said the makeup of the yacht quickly evolved from just defendant Sean Combs and his family to include a constant rotation of suspected adult workers and other A-list celebrities such as French Montana and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Staff was often treated with disrespect. Suspected adult workers were sprawled out unconscious about the yacht, and it was difficult to distinguish which bottles of alcohol were laced with and which bottles were not, the suit went on. She also said that he allegedly tried to touch her inappropriately and essay her on multiple occasions, but she was able to avoid him each time. That is, until one encounter where he came dangerously close to forcing himself on her. According to reports, Christian then allegedly demanded she find him a place to sleep on the yacht, and she suggested the cinema room as there were no spare cabins available. The suit claimed the cinema has one door to exit and enter. Plaintiff entered the room and defendant Christian Combs blocked her from exiting. Plaintiff retreated to a corner of the room and defendant Christian Combs became physical and extremely aggressive. He cornered plaintiff and started to her. It continued. Plaintiff pushed him back constantly. Defendant Christian Combs then took off all of his clothes. His privates was erect, and he grabbed her arms and was trying to force plaintiff to perform oral copulation on him. The plaintiff began fighting defendant C. Combs, and not long after, her partner on board entered the cinema. The suit claims this startled her alleged attacker, and she was finally able to flee. When she tried to complain, she got fired. She went on to claim that she allegedly lost her partner who struggled to deal with the situation, having seen the bruises on her body and dealt with immense mental and emotional ramifications. Omar K suffered anxiety and panic attacks, developed an eating disorder, and even thought about ending her own life, the suit claimed. And from what the streets are allegedly saying, Christian allegedly did the same thing to Ava when she lived in the Combs mansion. Rumor has it that this is the reason she ran away from the Combs mansion, because she could no longer take it. And now with Diddy in jail and Christian getting exposed, it seems like she is finally bold enough to come forward to tell her story, and it is not looking good for Diddy and Christian. There are more reports that she might be taking the stand during the ongoing trial before it's over, and that's gonna blow things up to insane.